Can I give you a few of the management science innovations that impressed me?
Absolutely. I'd love it.
Okay. So the first one is, let's see, what's okay. I think I've got two. One, two. Yeah, I'll give you I'm just gonna focus on one. So my favorite is Bootcamp plus Headcount. Um, have you heard about Facebook Bootcamp?
Yes.
Okay. So just to review, Facebook Bootcamp, after you do these stupid interview questions like reversing a linked list or whatever, you get into Facebook, like you qualify, you're accepted to work at Facebook, and you go to boot camp. And in boot camp, you basically learn the basics of how Facebook engineering works. So that's kind of cool. Like, they have this like whatever 2 week process, 3 week process, not super original. Like plenty of companies have this kind of thing, just like a extended fun onboarding process. Um, Facebook's is a little bit more collaborative than other people's, and there's sort of a leveling process to it where like even if you're a staff engineer, you're joining Facebook, you have to go fix some stupid HTML bugs. The whole idea is like everybody's got to paint the fence or like scrub the toilets or whatever. It's a kind of a bonding exercise, kind of interesting. Not a feature of a company that I would want to work at, but it's like still kind of interesting. And then they have this thing headcount. And headcount is like the allocation, like let's say the quarterly allocation of the number of people that each team can hire. So like let's say the React VR team. The React VR team maybe has, a headcount of one to be added every quarter because it's like, is it really that important of a team like React VR? Like, it's kind of cool. Like let's get one additional engineer per quarter. And then so like the hiring manager from that team, or maybe more likely just a manager, because like you don't need a hiring manager if you're getting one headcount per quarter. You're just a manager, but like your way of recruiting that one headcount is you have an interface into Bootcamp. So like Bootcamp is like your presentation of potential hirees, like this pool of resumes and like talent. And you get to go to Bootcamp and interact with new grads or new hires or like whatever, like these people who are joining the company and like going to Facebook Bootcamp. And you can basically like mix with them and like talk to them and chat with them and find who would be the best fit. It's like it's the sorting hat. You have you read Harry Potter? Like the sorting hat from Harry Potter?
Yes.
Okay, so it's like the sorting hat. It's basically the sorting hat for software roles at Facebook. So like because Facebook can do this, like I know this because I interviewed all the software companies. Facebook is probably the happiest. Like maybe like accounting for size, Facebook strikes me as the happiest. So like it's kind of crazy because like Google is like probably on the same scale in terms of like raw high margin profitability, right? You'd expect Google to be like a pretty happy place. Maybe Microsoft is like has margins on par with Google. I'm not sure with Facebook. I'm not sure about that, but like Facebook simply strikes me as widely happy. I mean, does that sound consistent to your experience, or have you talked to enough Facebook people to agree with me?
It is consistent. People are very happy from what I hear. And the other interesting thing that I hear from them, I haven't confirmed this, is that Facebook is not necessarily managed on a time basis. Almost all companies, especially public companies, have this quarterly, annual, etc. review schedule. And many things at Facebook, I believe, are run with certain outcomes in mind and not certain timelines in mind. And that's, I think, a very interesting way to run a company. It's a very interesting way to organize people, to manage to an outcome as compared to a schedule. And I think the experience at Facebook was that things actually happened faster than expected when they were managed without a timeline, but rather
exactly
with a goal. And that is I think is something that was lost on a lot of people. A lot of people derided, Mark's statement of, move quickly and break things. But it really gave them an agility and a speed that was unsurpassed. I think it's still unsurpassed.